On the last episode of Prime for a Prime, we got Beast Hunter's Commander Class Optimus Prime from Transformers Prime. And this is a really cool figure. And this episode's budget was actually increased thanks to some very generous commenters, Adder6112 and Figment616, both of which chipped in a little bit to increase the budget of this episode. Unfortunately, YouTube has their cut. So the budget wasn't that significantly higher. I think it was around like $25. And the funny thing is, for the budget being as high as it was, we have the smallest thing for a Prime so far. This is the smallest one. The biggest budget has the smallest figure. It's kind of funny. But this one is actually really cool, and I wanted to get one that has been like missing in my collection for quite some time. And I figured getting this figure would actually allow me to kind of give a little bit of a history lesson on this kind of Transformers toy. I'm very happy I was able to get this. I actually sent the seller an offer for the last Prime for a Prime, and he just declined it rudely. But then I sent an offer again, and they accepted it, so hooray. So this is very tiny. This is very, very tiny. This is from the Takara Tomy KoroQ line, and I've never had any of these. I have no idea what to expect. This is the little Optimus Prime from, like I said, Takara Tomy's KoroQ line. So basically, what this is, there's a whole line of very tiny, cutesy little cars in Japan, maybe called KoroQ. I don't know the exact name. I'm not a walking encyclopedia. But basically, Takara was like, hey, what if we make those kind of toys, but they're Transformers characters? And these came out around the time of Age of Extinction. I always wanted one so bad, and I've never owned one until today. The reason why I never owned one is because they're actually really obscure. You don't really see like any of them for sale ever, and they're usually pretty expensive. I mean, this was out of the package, and I spent about $25 on this, including shipping and everything, because I usually try to factor in shipping for the cost for like Prime for a Prime stuff. Yeah, I definitely had to spend a little bit of money on this very tiny little guy. But my first impression is I'm actually kind of surprised that it's made out of ABS plastic. For whatever reason, I expected it to be softer. I don't know, maybe with like the size and everything, I expected it to kind of feel a little bit more like a bot. I almost said bot shot. I always confuse those. But I almost expect it to feel more like a bot. I have no idea how to transform this, but I'm going to imagine it's going to be pretty easy. This is actually not entirely based on Age of Extinction Optimus, but you'll be able to see it is fairly close. This iteration was actually pretty much used as the mascot for the little animations that KoroQ had, these little Q Transformers. Oh, look at his little head. Yeah, there's like little animations on YouTube for these guys. I just popped his leg off. And this Optimus here was like the little mascot. And wow, I had no idea that his legs would just be on these weird little ball joints. Yeah, this guy's definitely odd. Definitely odd. He's got these little wibbly ball joints. Wow, I had no idea they would be that loose. Yikers. Big yikers. But yeah, the transformation is pretty simple, and he also looks very fat. I mean, all these guys are supposed to look very cutesy and chibi-like. But yeah, he basically has the whole front of the truck as his belly, and it's very interesting. He's got head articulation. That's interesting. But yeah, there was like this little series where literally it was just like Optimus in lockdown, and they just stood there and they just talked to each other the whole time, and nothing really happened. But here's our little KoroQ Optimus. Very interesting. It is kind of cute, though. It is kind of cute. I know they did G1 characters. They did so many G1 characters. They did movie characters, obviously, because Age of Extinction. I know they did make a more movie-accurate Optimus. This one is, again, based more off the little animated short character instead of the actual movie Prime. But yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting. How does it transform back? Should be pretty easy, right? Should be pretty easy. The feet, I guess, just fold back in. I'm surprised how loose those ball joints are. That's actually kind of disappointing. I don't know if that's just poor design or if I just got a bad copy. But, yeah, that transformation's really quick. It's a really quick little guy. Yeah, how funny is it? The biggest budget, the smallest prime. Every time I make one of these episodes, I always wonder how much further this series is going to go. And I don't know, this one's really weird. This is a really weird one. So we'll see. But do you have any of these little Koro Q Transformers? Do you have any Q Transformers? I'm happy I finally have one. I think it's satiated my curiosity. They're not that great. But I'm definitely satiated in that department. You can see how tiny it is. Like, this is a Cyberverse Commander class. Transformers Prime Cyberverse Commander. Basically equivalent to what we would know as like a core class today. Maybe a little larger than core. Here is an actual core class. The Energon Megatron. A figure I'm sure many of you are actually familiar with. Yeah, this is super small, dude. Super small. I feel like if it was sold in the US, this would probably still be like about a core class $10 figure, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I definitely had to pay quite the pretty penny, and some of these are worth a lot of money, dude. Like, I always wanted the Soundwave, but that one's probably like $50, something stupid like that. I don't know, I haven't checked in years. But yeah, they're just always so expensive. Very interesting articulation. I'm hoping I can tighten that ball joint. That is just so loosey-goosey. The other leg ain't that bad. It's pretty much just that foot. It's just super wibbly. Will he even stand with that foot? I can tell he's struggling a little bit. Do not speak to me or my son ever again. Okay, Optimus. Okay, I won't. Another prime for a prime in the bag, I guess. Very weird one. I'm kind of questioning my decision to blow the budget on such a tiny little prime. But hey, I guess it's kind of funny, you know, the biggest budget, the smallest prime. Honestly, it might be one of my smallest transforming Optimus Primes I have. I have hundreds of Optimus Primes. So many. I have the largest collection I have personally seen. Then again, I haven't looked at the people who collect nothing but Optimus Primes. I have so many. So, yeah, it's nice to have this one finally. I think it's actually a pretty worthy addition to my Prime collection. He is my favorite boy to collect all of the toys of. And I appreciate, too, that I continue to try not to get repaints. I have very few exceptions. Very, very few. We're talking like the G1 Prime. I'll get repaints of him. And then there's a couple others where it's like, ooh, shiny and all, you know. It's not a perfect law. It's not a perfect world. But Prime for a Prime is still going. We'll see how many monies I have for the next one in another couple months' time. Again, you can contribute to the budget if you want by putting in like super thanks, things like that down in the comments. If you become a channel member from this video, I can see that and I will add your membership, whatever you contribute to the budget for a Prime. Like, it's a community effort, but also just the ad revenue I earn from these videos is what I mostly go off of. But yes, let me know down in the comments what you think about this one. Very, very interesting. Again, special thanks to, let me see if I remember, Adder6112 and, oh my gosh, how am I forgetting? Something 616. I'm so bad with names. Figment616. I knew it was F something. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Also, a special shout out to channel members as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next Prime for a Prime.